Hello, everyone. It's Charlton, and I ran into a little complication at the Paoli House. I've been priming the last few weeks, the whole house, and this is the last room I needed to prime. My dad's actually going to join in soon to start helping me painting, and the crew that does all the major work for my parents and their rental properties, they were here for a couple weeks finishing up various things, and they did a bunch of great stuff, and it's nearing completion, So I was going to give you a tour of the whole house. I should have showed you what I just worked on. I was quite proud of myself. I fixed the flange on the toilet. It was leaking out the bottom. And, I knew pretty much instantly what the problem was. There's some things where because I've worked on them several times, that I'm fairly decent at. Flanges happened to be one of them. I've dealt with them at my own property. And this was the same exact one where it's like recessed down. It's the old cast iron, like 5-inch opening that goes down again and becomes a 4-inch opening. It might even be different than that. I don't know the dimensions exactly. But anyways, with the tile floor that was put in, which I love. It's beautiful. The whole bathroom is beautiful. They did this. That just raised it a bit, and I knew that the flange needed some add-on, and I used that which I've used before. The flange with the rubber ridge edges around the bottom that you can basically just kind of squeeze down in there. It goes from 4 to 3, so now you might have more clogged toilets, but it's a great solver in various situations. I've used it when you needed to have a little bit of angle correction going on, if you can follow me. But this here, it worked perfectly with a spacer, with one of I know this stuff doesn't. With one of these underneath it, between the two of them, brought it perfectly flush up with this tile, and now with the wax O-ring or whatever it's called. It's and I just turn the water on. There's nothing coming out the side. So they put in the guys who do all the work here. I don't want to, because of my political rants and stuff like that, I don't want to get specific on who they are. They're fabulous though, man. Amazing dudes, and they're the people we work with again and again in all the properties. We basically, it's almost like a partner, even though it's one dude and his crew. But they put in this whole bathroom for very reasonable, and it was the basics were here. It was framed out. It had most of the plumbing, which needed work. Some stuff needed to be cut out and was burst because of the frozen weather and the house sitting idle, and some cast iron that had gone bad, which leads up to the second floor full bath. But the shower was there. The drywall was disgusting and a mess and had to be all ripped out. There was no heat to it. They put in this baseboard, but they put in baseboards throughout the house, replacing all the radiators that had burst. That was one of the biggest, costs to the home, as an investor. And actually, fortunately, the furnace, which is relatively new, very valuable, beautiful furnace, didn't burst, didn't freeze and break open. But this full bath they redid, and this is the last part of the house that I needed to prime. That's where I got hung up by the toilet, which is now back on track. So, and it's a beautiful. The guys that were just here, they were just here for, I've done this video a couple times. They were just here a week ago, finishing up various items that I can't. They're excellent, man. They're just smart, and they do very practical, good, solid work. Whatever you want. If you want it perfect, they'll give it to you perfect. If you just want practical and sound, they'll do that. And that's usually what I want. So they were doing doors and various other things, fixing railing, stuff that, would take me literally weeks to fix, and they can do it in days. The basement we're not finishing, and somebody beyond us down the road, whoever buys this home will, because they got a full bath right there. But, and it's a walkout basement. So this house is very valuable. I don't want to get into too much. I'm already at 420. The school district here is unbelievably desirable. And people buy homes here where there's not much home simply to get into the school district, and they're high value homes, but you're not getting a whole lot of, square footage and so forth. But, I think I'll save a tour for tomorrow and show you all the various things that they've done to bring this house to near completion. It looks like it's not, but it is very close to being done. Just the doors. They're old solid wood doors, all right, which we kept. And they had the old doorknobs with the rectangular piece that would fit in here. To solve that, I mean, they came up with just putting a brand new board in here and basically starting over, rather than trying to sort of go out and find doorknobs that would work for that door and so forth. Just creative ways to kind of fix things and actually fix it properly. I mean, they're beautiful. They're all, that's actually of the ones, they're all really looking good. It's not that interesting, but. So, second full bath, it's got tile floor already. We didn't have to do barely anything to this other than there was a leaky faucet there. I still got to drop the toilet. They put in baseboard heating in there. Windows in this home were already pretty good. There's a couple upstairs where I bought the exact same windows, and I'm just literally going to replace the sashes and and hopefully nothing has crawled and it will fit right in there. They were, at one point they were all falling out, but they just needed to be, shimmed properly. They were perfectly good windows and it's insulated. And now they're a solid, like Alliance mid-ground, middle grade window. So, all right, I keep going, man. Hot as can be up here. This is the subscriber room, and the closets where I would film in here. Sometimes the drywall is all complete in here now. Before this wasn't all done. The closet doors are on. The doors are all on, closed perfectly. It literally just added a piece of board there, and do the proper carpentry just to get it to line up, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's actually damn close, and it's quality work, man. It's just like, I just love it to death. There used to be like a 3-inch opening there. You could literally poke your hand through the door, and now it's near perfect, and it's the original solid wood door with a brand new doorknob that opens and closes perfectly. And this was a mess. It's absolutely destroyed. Because it had been done over and over and over again by 10 other carpenters over the course of almost 100 years. This thing was built in 1930. Perfectly spaced. It's beautiful. And this is another closet where, the drywall is all done. And my father's going to come over and start painting. Start taping it up and painting baseboards and trim first, and then painting the whole house. I'm going to paint with him, but did the windows too. Beautiful, man. Love it. Just love it. Absolutely just delightful. Gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? It really is nice. And they did these too. Love it. Whole house is really cruising, man. And these are the windows where I'll replace. I bought the exact, obviously exact size, exact same model window. Those sashes will just go right in there, and they're fine too. You can't see it in the dark, but they got the rubbers coming all down. It just looks so disgusting. You just can't. I mean, other than that, they're perfectly fine, but it just looks so cheesy. So, windows are expensive too. I mean, that's another thing with the home. To replace the windows, $15,000, I mean, it's significant. Baseboards are all new, and only a couple radiators survived. They just let the heat go. This house, my wife's friend lives right across the street. She's the one who kind of turned us on to it. I was looking at the house 2 doors down, which is a newer built home, a 1963 home. I was really into that house. And, but it was already, any house, if it's, I saw it over the weekend, called on Monday morning, it was already under contract. I mean, they go like that. And that's now. I mean, now I haven't even started looking yet. That's back when there was houses everywhere to buy. And the inventory is probably nothing now. So that's where we are now, man. And I'll give you a little update when we get another big push of things done. I mean, even like this railing right here. Let me show you this before I close it out. They fixed this for me. And these things, and they describe, I mean, a lot of times I work with them, you know, as their assistant or whatever. You know, even if I'm in the house doing my own work and they're doing it and I'll assist or whatever, anything they need. But sometimes I literally like bid it that way to work on a roof. And, you know, then I'm the student, man, for sure. So, but, you know, the dude was explaining to me that normally these things there's recessed in there. They almost lock in. And then this whole piece literally rests on top of there, and there's holes for these things to just like sit in there, and it all ties together. But this must have been put in after the fact, whatever, and it was completely busted. And you know, these things were separated, and they drove a little screw into there, as well as drilled two new holes and put, I forget, those wooden little, you know, attachments like that are stuck in this way, and it's pretty darn good, you know. I don't even know what that was on the bid, but it was peanuts compared to, you know, it was just very reasonable, very good. All right, that's the end of this video, man. Sorry for you know, my rambling on. I already did it like 5 times. It's just like, I'm not doing it again. I'm heading home, and I don't know, I'm enjoying my channel, even though I kind of see it slowing down, and I'm sort of more interested just talking about things I want to talk about, whatever, a topic that I have an opinion on that I care about, or I think I can give a decent opinion on, or whatever. Sometimes, believe me, I'll make videos to chase views, for sure. I want views, I want subs. Absolutely. And I still want to make this an ongoing hobby going into the future, but some of it I just got to do, you know, I got to do what I got to do. Thanks for watching my videos, man. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.